I thought that was a really good win for our team, playing a team that's really been playing well. SMU's I think won 8 of their last 9, 5 in a row. We knew it was going to be a really hard game coming in here, we had some adversity on Wednesday where we didn't finish. So I thought my team really bounced back with great resiliency. We had some adversity before the game because Cameron Hilders couldn't play, but of course Boopy couldn't play either, so those things kind of even out. I thought we got off to a really bad start. We were turning it over. We were getting good shots. I got out in transition a little bit. Crowd was into it. Called timeout, and I thought we settled down pretty good and hung in there till half. And then I think there was a point, 12-15 mark, maybe the 3-14 mark. They didn't make a field goal. I think they made 8 free throws. And we were playing zone and man, but probably a lot more zone at that point. And so I thought that kind of changed the game right there. They're really good at defending the lane, the paint, and we got in there 13 for 21 at the rim, and so those were big numbers I thought for us in the game. I'm really happy. Andy's done an unbelievable job here in his first year. He'll continue to do it. He's got really good players, a really good coach, and they're a really great addition to our league. I haven't been in here since 2000, maybe one. Mike DeMint was the coach. I was a La Tech, and Moody looks a lot different for the good. And so, questions.
Steve, the way that your kids responded from Florida State, what did you like about the way your kids bounced back today?
I just the confidence that they had, because you can lose some confidence when you blow a game like that, which we basically did. And so you just don't know how you're going to react to that type of adversity. Everybody's kind of down on them, and then they're down on themselves, and then all of a sudden now you got to go to SMU, which, it's going to be a hard game. So more than anything, I just proud of their resiliency to bounce back and their focus and attention to detail on Thursday and Friday when we were able to practice. We really couldn't do much Thursday, but we were able to practice Friday, and this morning we had a really spirited workout in here. And so I could, you kind of feel like, okay, we're going to play well. And I think one thing I had to remind them is we're good. We're not lost. Here's the problem, sometimes with these games. We got beat by Florida State, but everybody wants to say you got beat by quad 3. No, we got beat by Florida State, okay? We've gotten so caught up in that, it can happen. And so I just thought the way we bounced back, just how tough.
When you get a performance like that from Parker, what does that mean, too? Because he's averaging like 3 points a game for you.
Yeah, Parker, I'm so happy for him. He made 53s as a freshman, and I thought, really truthfully, he'd be a double-digit scorer for me this year. It just kind of hasn't gone that way for him. He's a really good golfer. So I think he had the yips. Is that what they call it? I'm a terrible golfer. But, I think half of Bixby was in there tonight, watching him play. And he's such a great kid, man. And I believe the game rewards people that put the time in. And a lot of times in life you don't get what you deserve, but I think in basketball you get what you deserve by what you put into it. And he puts a lot into it. He continues to do that. And so I really wasn't surprised when it went in today because I've seen him do it so many times, but really happy for him.
You mentioned how well SMU was playing leading up to today's game.
Yeah.
And when you scouted this team, obviously Poopy Miller was on the floor.
Yeah.
And you know him as well as any opposing
Sure.
coach that's going to come in here. What are the biggest differences in SMU when he's not?
Well, he makes the speed, transition. I wrote something down before the game. I don't know that. I think they were averaging 17 points per game in transition. Today they got 12. His speed off the ball screen, we hedge, and so he has the ability to beat the hedge, around the hedge, and get you behind the play. Not that other guys don't, but he's really good at that. And I'm really impressed with his assist turnover ratio this year. It's outstanding. I hate for anybody to get hurt. I didn't know he was going to be out. Didn't know till he was out here. Somebody told me he had a boot on. And I feel the same way for Cam. Cameron Hilders is he's on a heater right now. He's one of the better players in our league and our best defender. And so, to start a freshman for the first time in this environment, pretty tough. Juke Harris did pretty good. But I'm happy for Boopy. I hate it that he that he didn't get to play, and I'm sure they really missed him.
Coach, you guys did a good job containing SMU's center.
Mm-hmm.
And can you talk a little about the game plan that went into that? And
Yeah,
execution?
we doubled him, and I'm sure that's not the first time he's been doubled. But we're pretty good at it, and we're quick at it. We doubled him off the pass, and we've gotten really good at. It's not so much the double team as how you come out of it, and he's really good at. He's gotten to where he can catch it and just he tries to he skips it right away. But I thought we had really good pressure on him, high hands, and we had a good triangle behind him and rotated out of it. They got us once early, but they didn't get us much after that, and they didn't really throw it in there as much either, as the game went along. And so I know for bigs it's frustrating. Nobody can't shoot it when you get doubled, and so that was a big thing. The rebounding was huge. They had they had 10 offensive rebounds I think in the first half, and I told them they can get 5 or less. And, sometimes numbers are misleading, right? You can't box score a game and really understand it all the time. And they had 10. No, actually, they had 10 at halftime. They had 12, I think, at the under 4. So they only had 2. They ended up with 17. But if you look at points off second chance, we only had 12 offensive rebounds, but we scored 20 second chance points. They had 17 and only got 12. So we pretty much won that battle. And so that was important to me, too, was the transition defense, the rebounding, and then how are we going to handle the big fella on the block. And Efton Reed and Trey Spillers did a really good job.
To your point about the rebound, it seemed though those sequences for those second and third opportunities came at the right time when the game was in doubt. That's when because I remember there were 2 sequences in the first half where you had like 3 successive tap outs.
Tap outs, yeah. Well, Efton's not, the most vertical person in the world. He's 7-footer, but but he could tap that thing out. He's good at it, and we did. I think the first play of the second half maybe, or the second, we had like 5, and Hunter finally I think he made a 3. Those are huge, especially for a team like us. I thought we shot the 3 great coming into the season, and we didn't. I mean, we were abysmal, and so we had to really cut down the threes that we were shooting. But so you have when you're not making a lot of threes, then you got to get to the line. You got to get second chance. You got to get extra opportunities, and that was big for us today. And that's what they're really good at. And obviously they ended up with 17 of them damn things. But and sometimes we don't. Playing zone, you don't always block out the best. You're kind of in no man. Who do I hit? And they got some of those probably in the zone. But I thought the zone was really good for us today. And I thought it lengthened their possessions, and it kept us from not having people foul out because we were having a hard time. I thought guarding them off the dribble. So the zone, I thought, really helped us with that.
Your shooting percentage went up from 38 to 50, first half to the second half. Was that simply more transition, or were you getting better looks?
I think it's just great coaching. I don't know. It comes down to quality of shot, right? For us, we had 15 assists on 24 baskets, so the ball was moving. I know. We kind of chat. 3 passes or more in a possession. We're not very good under 3, but we had 33 of our 66 possessions. We had 3+ passes, and we scored it at 1.31 points per possession. So there you go. Ball probably moved on top of the incredible coaching that they're getting at Wake Forest.
Anything else?
Hey, we're a high academic school. I got to tell one quick story. I saw President Bush here today. I have to tell you this. So I was at A&M with Billy and Buzz and Alvin Brooks. We had a hell of a team, and we had a great time there. And so President Bush, his dad, had his library there, right? So he used to come to practice sometimes. So one day he came to practice, and after practice, he introduced himself to all of us. So I said, hey, President Bush, I'm Steve Forbes. He goes, didn't I run against you for president? And I said, yeah, you know, that flat tax thing didn't work very good. I had to go into coach. And he goes, you're pretty funny. I wanted to tell his son that tonight, but I just couldn't get over there. But what a great place, and welcome to the league. And you're a lot shorter flight than San Francisco.
Should have told him that your dad was an alum.
Yeah, I can't pull that off. I can't tell how many times I've checked into a hotel, though. Are you Steve Forbes? I go, yep, here to buy your hotel. But the best one is when I check in commercial airlines. Are you Steve Forbes? I go, do you really think I'd be flying commercial if I was Steve Forbes? Get out of here.